Hello and welcome to another episode of Atomic Vinyl Reviews. My name's Jacob and today I've got an unboxing video and this is a big box. So I'm really excited to get whatever is in here out from its cardboard prison. So I just got my tools here and we'll get started on this. Now I'm not 100% sure what's in here. I kind of think I know, but if it is what I think it is, then it arrived way faster than I expected. So let's I'm not going to speak too soon. We'll see what's in here first. Little plastic corner bits, which is fantastic. I wish more things had these to protect the corners of the packages, because that's always what gets damaged first. It's super nice. There we go. Oh my god, I think, yeah, this seems to be what I think it is. So, what I did is I got an Alien Deluxe, whatever you'd call it, NECA 40th Anniversary, quarter scale, is that what they're called? Yeah, quarter scale Alien figure from the original 1978 film. They are doing a bunch of 40th Anniversary figures. And I actually got this from AliExpress because I saw it at a local online store and it cost a hell of a lot of money, but it looked freaking gorgeous from what I could see in the photos. But then I went on AliExpress and I found the same figure for quite a considerable amount less. Oh my god. You can already kind of see it in here. The blue, because, oh man, I was a little skeptical about buying it from AliExpress, as you would expect, because for those of you who don't know, AliExpress is basically an online store where you buy direct from China, or everything's pretty cheap from there, and it's all direct from China. Oh, here we go, okay. I didn't even order this thing with the box. There was the option to buy it with or without the box, and I ordered no box. So they sent me it with the box anyway. So freaking A, that's works for me. No complaints here. But yeah, I ordered this and it arrived so quickly. This like maybe a week or two. I don't really know why, but for some reason it arrived both with the box and super quickly, because usually it takes like a month at the very least. But yeah, let's get this thing out. So, it's really cool it's got the box, because the box is based off of like the Kenner figure box from the 80s or 79, whenever the film came out. Come on, let's get out of this box. Jeez. I'm so happy this thing arrived so quick, because it's just... Oh, you have no idea. It's so nice when stuff arrives really quickly. It's such a relief, because especially from AliExpress, where it can take ages. Oh man. Sorry my room's a big mess as well today. I've just been doing a whole bunch of stuff. I've been making a lot of castings and stuff, because I'm producing a bunch of little... these little Hedora medallions, which you might have seen me talk about on my channel before. And... I'm making a bunch of little Godzilla heads, which I'm going to be turning into key rings as well. So that's why my room is a freaking mess. And I've also been scanning into the computer a bunch of my old drawings. So there's I've had to pull out a lot of stuff from my cupboards and under my bed and all that stuff, and it's just filling up my room. So that's why the damn place is a big mess right now. So that's just a little side note, but let's get back to the figure. So, come on, I don't know how to get this thing out of this box. It's very tightly packed. Yeah. Yes. Alright. You guys will be the first to see this guy, so here we go. Oh, he's filled with bubble wrap in the box too. That's funny. So, that's not how they're usually packed when they're, packed normally. So, I guess I gotta open him up to get that out first, but I can already see his face, and oh, he looks nice. He looks nice just from his little face. Oh my god. Yeah, this is really exciting. I've already owned one of these sort of quarter scale NECA alien figures before, the big chaps from way back in the day, their original release, back when the sculpt was really like stiff and yeah, it was just like the earliest one, because they've done a couple of re-releases, and this is the newest one, the 40th anniversary one. I believe this one came out 2019. It's 2020 now, as you guys know, but man, I'm excited to get this guy because the improvements look so much better. I still can't believe they actually included the box. Look at that. So, yeah, this very vintage looking box, bright blue, the little alien there. It's so cool. It's refreshing because they always do the same sort of black and green kind of packaging for alien figures. But this thing is it's a nice refreshing look for a box for an alien figure, I think. A very retro vibe. So I was a little skeptical again about getting him from AliExpress because AliExpress is known for having bootlegs of even NECA figures and stuff like that. However, from some of the photos that people put up of this guy, because I wasn't the first person to buy this figure, they've done reviews, it looked pretty good, so I was hopeful. And for the amount that I saved getting him from AliExpress, I think it was worth it. Okay. So, open up the lid here. How am I going to slide him out? Get rid of all this bubble wrap first. That'll be the main thing. Oh, look at that. Free roll of bubble wrap. Can use that for later, actually, if I ever need to post anything. 2 of them. Oh, man. How do I pull you out? It's got a little thing holding his noggin in. Just gonna open that out first, and will he slide out? You can see him in the box now. Oh, look at that. That looks so cool. He's so massive. Oh, that's great. Come on. Get out of the box. Wow. Yeah, I have no regrets about getting this guy from AliExpress now. This thing looks really good. Look at that. He's huge. And it looks so much better than the previous version I got of this thing, the really outdated, the original one. This guy even looks a little bit bigger, to be honest. Wow, okay. Where am I gonna put this thing? Jeez. Okay. So he's got a bunch of zip ties at the back, and yeah, they're all zip tied back here, so just give me a minute. I'll probably fast forward through this step or just skip ahead, because this is gonna take a little while. Alright, so I undid all these little wires at the back, and it just occurred to me, this is actually a freaking miracle this arrived today, because I'm actually going to see Alien in the cinema today. Because, you know, the cinemas have been closed because of the whole virus thing that's been going around recently, the whole global catastrophe. They've been recently reopening over the past month or so, and they're basically showing a lot of classic old films to get people coming back to the cinema because, you know, all the newer major movies don't really want to start releasing their films in this particular time frame because people really aren't going to the cinemas all that much these days because of, you know, the whole epidemic. So they're rescreening old films, and one of the films they're screening is Alien, which I'm so excited to see because I've been waiting years to see Alien in a cinema, because they've actually done special screenings of Aliens and a bunch of other classic films over the years, but never the first Alien. So I'm super excited for tonight to see that, and this is just perfectly timed. I mean, couldn't have come at a better time. It's freaking awesome. So let's see if we can free him. It's almost out. Yeah. Oh my god, look at this thing. Just look at that. It's got the big clear dome across his head. This thing looks really good. I really like it. The dome is one of those things that's always a contentious issue with most Alien figures. I've actually had very few Big Chap figures that have been happy with the dome, because I find that half the time it's either too clear, where you can see the skull in the front of his face too clearly, or it's too dark. Like apparently the deluxe, you know, the normal like 7-inch scale Alien figure, apparently people are complaining that figure's dome is way too dark. I prefer one that's too dark versus one that's too clear personally. but sometimes they're, yeah, like I said, too clear. Like the Monster Arts one was too clear. Sometimes they make them white, which looks really weird, and I don't know. But this one has a really nice tint to his dome where it's very clear, but you can't really make out the skull too much in his face. It's got those beautiful teeth. They're actually really well painted. Nice bright silver little inner mouth in there, and all the tendons and some clear plastic around his jaw. That is beautiful. Jesus. Got the big body and all these Giger-esque details. Freaking love it. Oh, wow. So, look at that. All this nice articulation. Wow. Just see, nice tight joints, which is good, because we don't want his joints to be too loose. Shame he doesn't have a double joint in his elbow here, because these are really tight, and I guess they only go about that much, just under 90 degrees. But that's still a very minor issue for such a brilliant looking figure. Wow. Like, the detailing on this thing is just so crisp. Especially, like, you know, it's very similar to the smaller Alien figures detail-wise, but it's just, when it's made this big, you can really get so much crispness and attention to it, and it's, wow. Especially around the mouth. That looks real nice. Really nice. Okay, I'm just going to pull out, there's a few other little doohickeys you need to stick on the back here for this guy, so I'm just going to pull those out of the box here, and then we'll continue. So he just has like this doohickey that goes like behind his head here, so hopefully that'll slide in without a problem. Just put that there. Here's these cool little wire tentacle things that are very soft plastic that are just loose around here. Okay, that one slides in place with no problem, which is really good. It's actually really hard to pull out of the box. It was quite stuck in there. And he has these 4 weird back tentacles, whatever the hell they are. And hopefully, I think these actually have little keyholes at the back, which individually only fit into one space on these little pegs. So, I'm guessing this one goes here. I've heard that some of these may have issues going into specific ones, but hopefully this fits without a problem. There's one. Grab number 2, so that one probably goes in here. Is that the right one? No, it goes in here. If you guys are having problems with, if you got this figure and you're having problems, always make sure if something's not bending well or not fitting, use hot, like a hair dryer to heat the parts up. It helps them soften a little bit, and then they go together easier. But for me, this seems to be working without a problem. At least I might have jinxed it, but at least so far it was. Ah, beautiful. Now our alien has his 4 back tentacles, or whatever they are. Just the weird things that alien tends to have. So look at that. It's a huge thing. Like, I don't have a ruler on hand to actually measure this guy. This is a 30 centimeter, aka 12-inch ruler. So you can see it there. And this guy's like almost twice that. He's like, I'm guessing like 22 inches or whatever that would be. Ooh, his little things behind his arms here, these should be straight. So that I'm gonna have to heat up. They actually arrived a little bit bent, if you can see that there. Yeah, so there's a little minor defect in this guy. These things aren't meant to be curved back like that, but it's the most minor thing. Also, I noticed that his jaw is a little bit wonky from the front there. You can see it looks a little bit derpy. But again, you heat that, and you move it back to the shape that it should be. So I'd move this side a little bit more this way. And then that should probably fix that up. So that's something I'm going to do off screen after this video. I'm probably going to do a full review of this guy in the future. Because again, this is just a little unboxing. Yeah, let's take a good look at this thing. Got big bendy wire tail. So normally I don't really like bendy wires too much, but they work pretty well for alien figures. So you can help this this thing move back. Oh, one of the thickest, biggest bendy wires I've seen on a figure. It's probably as big as the NECA Alien Queen figure, because they made an Alien Queen that scales, which I actually have it. I don't have it out at the moment, so I can't compare the two, but if I do a full review of this guy, I will. But the tail on this one looks as big, if not bigger, than that figure's tail. So, and this alien doesn't even have that huge a tail as far as aliens go, because the original alien didn't have a huge tail. Figure also has a really soft piece of plastic around this area, like a little diapery piece of plastic, which is very common for these sort of alien figures to use soft plastic here, but it's particularly thin feeling, so it's really soft. Like you can, especially around the back here, you can see it just squish like that. It's super soft. So I hope this piece of plastic ages well, because rubbery plastic tends to decay a little bit faster than your normal fully cast hard plastic, but that's just something to note, so hopefully that stays together okay. And also I'm having trouble kind of aligning the middle of his body with this lower part here, because I keep trying to kind of get that to align with like getting the ball joints, and when I align it at the front it doesn't really align at the back, so that's just something I gotta fiddle around with, I guess, for a little bit. But I've heard that that's sort of a fairly normal thing for these figures. But yeah, that's pretty much as good as it's gonna get. It's got these big ratchet joints in his hips, so you can see it move up like that. And you can even see really cool the way it's painted. He's got these sort of stripy kind of effect going on, where even in the very smooth areas there's some like paint variants. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna bring him in real close. There you guys can see, like I like those sort of effects like the stripes. I've heard people say it makes it look like he's a bit translucent and you can kind of see under the hard sort of shell of his body, like underneath, and that's very true. It's very cool, and it really helps accentuate those very, very HR Giger kind of patterns and designs on this creature. So let's take a look. There's his big dome, got that beautiful sculpt work underneath there. There's his face. You pretty much can't really make out the skull under his helmet there, or his big dome, which I know, like I said, I like it where you can't see that, but some people like it when you actually can see the skull. I prefer it without that because it feels more accurate to the film. But, you know, that's going to be an issue for some people, but you can just about barely make it out under there. Again, beautiful detailing there. Looks really cool. Look at those teeth. Teeth are really well sculpted and well painted on this thing, which is very good, because a lot of the times the teeth on these can be a bit of a mess, or at least the smaller ones. Got a lot of play in that jaw. It can open up really wide. Look at that. Brilliant. And this is made of like a clear plastic around the edges, so that looks really neat. Got those cool, the lips on this thing are definitely something that they did a lot better on this version than the original one that I had back in the day, so that's really neat. Now he's got the double tongue going on with the little mouth on his tongue, so I'm still trying to kind of get that to pop out. It's a little bit stuck in there, so come on. It should pop out. It's just, how do I get him out? It might be a bit extreme, but hopefully if I just gently tug, come on. There we go, okay. So his tongue does come out. Does it only go out that far? That's about as far as you're going to get the tongue to come out. But not bad. The tongue's also painted really nicely. That's something that can look pretty awkward on some of these figures too, where, you know, he's all painted in this nice gray, so they're really earthy, dark, muted colors, but then his tongue is like a bright pinkish type beige color, and it looks a little bit awkward. But here it's like a gray color, so I think it actually works pretty well with this this figure. One thing that I'm not overly happy about on this figure and a lot of NECA's aliens, especially their Big Chap figures, is I feel like the dome is too slim. I feel like the one from the original film actually had a dome, which when you look at it from the top, kind of widened a little bit more. But this is just kind of a very minor issue, but it's something that I've always noticed on these alien NECA figures, which I wish they would sort of update. But other than that, he does really look like that classic Big Chap alien figure. Or design, I should say. Got a lot of really lovely biomechanical designs all over his body and chest here. They've just been dry brushed with like a sort of muted brown color to help bring out those details. That looks really neat. And got very, very crisp, sharp details. I especially love these sort of grill-like patterns over his arms and his legs. These are done really well, and they look really super biomechanical and really cool. You can see it right down his legs here, all those little pipes and stuff. Though he's got his feet there. These feet are actually articulated, which is kind of funny, because they got a little joint here. Barely does anything though, so it only clicks up and down about that far. So I don't know if there's even a point to having that articulation there, but you know, it's done in a way that doesn't really make the sculpt break up too much, so I'm not really complaining about that. More articulation is always a good thing. As you can see around the back here, got the beautiful tail, which again, nice soft rubber piece, which is a bendy wire, but the detail does come through really nicely. Got him at the back here, some really nice sort of airbrush painted colors, some variants just like he has over the back of his legs here, around his butt, and just all over him. It looks really good. So yeah, really, really impressed by this thing. Oh, look at that. This guy's really hard to actually get in frame for you guys because he is so massive. Oh, this is so cool. There he is from the side. Fortunately, all these NECA alien figures, they have a seam line at the base of his dome here, which is because they have a solid piece of plastic here and then there's a clear piece of plastic, and they got to kind of merge them together, which is a bit unfortunate because I wish there was some way of eliminating this, because in reality this should be just smooth till around the end, because of course if you want to know where this design came from, it is a very phallic design, because H.R. Giger often incorporates those elements into his work. So that's if you've never noticed that, that's why the head is shaped like that, and that's why people call him Big Chap, the original alien. Just to let you guys know. You can look at him around the back. That's really cool. Bone-like structures that run down his spine there, all the way down his tail, around the tip. It's got the little tip. This is just a little rubber bit, so not sharp at all. And it's pretty tiny, the little stabby thing on the original Alien as well, especially compared to a lot of the newer aliens that you had in future films. Let's just see. Oh yeah, he also has articulation here. It feels fairly firm, so I'm hoping that he stands okay, because I have heard people say that you can stand this guy, and he does stand on his own, but it is recommended to have a little stand just in case with him for long term. So I don't really have space to actually stand him at the moment, because again, my room is a freaking mess. But when I do, I'll show you in my full review, if I ever get around to it, of this guy, whether he does stand or not. But he feels like he could. His legs, they wobble a little bit like this at the hip, but they do ratchet, and it takes a little bit of pressure to ratchet them, so I don't think it's going to be too hard to get him to stand. And he has a decent amount of articulation in his legs, all things considered. This joint's nice and tight, which is good as well. And this actually appears to be a double hinge in his knee, except for this second part here doesn't seem to want to... Okay, there we go. Oh my god. Look at that. Oh, that's a lot of articulation for a figure like this in his leg. So that's pretty cool. Neato burrito. Wow. So, yeah guys, that's my unboxing of this quarter scale alien figure from NECA Toys. This thing is freaking awesome. I'm loving this thing. I am absolutely delighted. I'll hopefully have a full review, like I said, of this thing in the near future. I've also got a couple of other Alien figures on the way, which I will do full reviews of when they arrive as well. One of them being the new Ultimate Alien figure, Big Chap figure from NECA, the smallest standard size one, which I'm really excited to compare to this guy, and a couple of other things. So that's gonna be super exciting, and I'm so excited to see Alien on the big screen for the first time tonight. I have seen that film many a times. It is like my second favorite movie of all time, so I'm super excited for that. But yeah, that's it for this unboxing, guys. I hope to see you in my next video. But till then, may all your vinyl be irradiated vinyl. Over and out. Bye.